There we go. Okay. And I don't know. Okay, hopefully it will show all of us on here. The last couple of times that we've done a recording, it only was showing who was talking. So we want to get everybody on the screen and not just those of us who are talking. So hopefully I did it right this time. Fingers crossed. Okay, so first of all, I want to welcome, we have one of our new mentors on. We're going to welcome Alethea back as a mentor. Alethea was a mentor before she was elected to the NEB. And so she's back with us. So Alethea, welcome back as a mentor. And our other one, she's not on this evening, is Brenda T. Is also coming back as a mentor. So we're happy to have both of those ladies back with us and helping to mentor. So just real quick, National Convention. No, we're not going through all the governing documents tonight. So y'all can take a deep breath that no, we don't have to review everything again. But I do just want to say thanks again to you guys for taking the time and effort to preview everything, to provide your input to our governing documents team, and provide them some input ahead of time. And then also for those of you who chatted with your chapters that you're mentoring and encourage them to do the same thing. We really appreciate that. And I truly think that that's why the process went as smoothly as it did, is because everybody was prepared ahead of time and they came to convention prepared and ready to do some work. So thank you guys so much for doing that. The memorandum of understanding that was signed between us and the Gold Star mothers, that will go out on our website. And I will also be sending it in, I don't know if we'll put it in the newsletter or if I will do a special email out to all of the members so that they have it, but it will also be posted out on our website. Probably going to put it under our governing documents, although it's not truly one of our governing documents. It kind of falls in that area since it's a memorandum of understanding with our Gold Star sisters. So late reports, Denise did not get me a list. So she said, if you've not gotten your reports into her, if you could please do that as soon as possible, that would be great. You know, really, this is very helpful, beneficial for us to determine if we have chapters that are kind of starting to have a few hiccups. If we have those reports, even if the chapter's not getting back with you, we need to know that as well. That's usually a huge sign if they're not responding to you, that there's something going on and we need to kind of check in and see what's going on there. Cheryl, I see you have your hand up.
The Gold Star thing, is that something we can post on our website also once you give it to us?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. You can put it on your all's Facebook pages as well, or your website that you have for your chapter. That's not a problem at all. We encourage you guys to do that. Encourage the chapters to reach out to the Gold Star moms in their area and build that sisterly relationship. Although she said here once a year check-ins, that all of those are due in October.
I'm on call. All right, I'll let you go. I keep needing the fucking phone, please. I'm passing, wonderful sister. I love you. I just want you to be safe. I'm worried about your back, by the way. Why you start to curve a lot? You might want to check into it. That's what I'm gonna. You're curving. I'm probably have a tendency to walk like that sometimes. Deb mentioned that. She's
I'll
like,
just mute her. There. I felt like we were kind of eavesdropping in on that conversation. So the once a year check-ins are all due in October. New officers, compliance, deadline reminders, all of that kind of stuff. We do have Sonia Kay has the new 4th VP, and she has already put it together some training emails that she is sending out to the officers of the chapter. She's not sending them out to the entire body. She's trying to hit all of the officers of each of the chapters just to kind of let them know. I think we're, Jeannie, you might tell me if I'm saying this wrong. I think that we have one going out each week.
One went out yesterday, another one's going out tomorrow.
Yeah. So she's trying to get these emails out, and each one of them has just a little bit of information about compliance. And our intent with this is hopefully if we can hit all of the chapters up and say it's compliance time again, here's something that needs to be done, here's how you do it. We're kind of hoping that we can get some of these chapters prodded to go ahead and get some of their compliance done. But when you reach out to your chapters in October, you might just remind them that it is compliance time again. Let them know if they have any questions. You're happy to help answer. I know one of the things that we've said is it's not your responsibility to make sure that they get it done. Several years back, probably, I'm going to say maybe 4 years back, and I could be wrong with that, but I'm thinking about 4 years back. We came to the mentors and said, your chapter or this chapter that you're mentoring has not filed compliance, and we need you to reach out to them. We don't do that anymore. That's something that we're taking care of ourselves. But Connie Shook had a chapter that she's mentoring, and they were having an issue getting their compliance filed. And they said, could you answer some questions for us? And Connie was very gracious with her time, and she actually helped them get their compliance filed. So, you know, if you have a desire to help one of the chapters, if they've got a couple of questions about mentoring and you don't mind spending about 30 minutes with them and you can help them answer some of these questions, you know, we're happy to have you do that. We don't expect you to do that as a mentor. But whatever your comfort level is, if you are not comfortable with doing it, if you don't want to do it, you certainly don't have to. But if you could just at least remind them that that the compliance deadline is December 1st, we would really appreciate that. Insurance, I have Ann's name by the insurance.
Okay, Ann will talk. Of course, I get a tickle in my throat the minute I say that. The question continues to come up with chapters. Should we have insurance? Should we have directors and officers insurance? Should we have liability insurance? That is not a question that I think any of us are prepared to answer for you. I think what you have to do is look at the events your chapter is holding. A lot of places will not let you have an event, whether even if it's as simple an event as putting a donation table out on their front patio without having liability insurance. If you're only having one event a year, you can purchase what's called an event policy. And it's just that. It covers your chapter for that event, and that's all. And when that day's over, that insurance is over. Other chapters, like mine that have multiple events, purchase a package of liability for the year. But what we learned this year, I've just got something new to share with you, is sometimes that package that covers the whole year, if you're having food trucks, if you're having things that have increased liability, recommendation is that you find an independent can guide you through looking at your chapter's events and deciding what's the best for you. The directors and officers insurance, the national policy, only covers the National Executive Board. If your chapter, after discussing with an insurance professional, feels that you want to purchase the directors and officers insurance to make sure that all of your actions of your board are covered, for lack of a better word, that's something between you and your insurance agent. And second, can your chapter afford it? All of these are things that we can't provide at the national level. About 5-6 years ago, we tried to look into seeing if we could, and to do so would have raised the membership fee per member at least double. And with the rising insurance rates, if we had put that in effect today, it would have made it probably even more than double. So if your chapters ask this, my recommendation would be to find a good independent insurance agent, discuss your chapter's activities with them, and then with your members to see if you want to be covered in those aspects. So that's what I was asked to speak of. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne. Does anyone have questions regarding the insurance? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to move on. Associate members that are inactive. I know this is a question that we get a lot from our chapters. You know, is it okay if we remove associate members? We haven't seen this member for, 2 years, 3 years. Absolutely, it is perfectly fine to clean up your member roster. I have recommended, though, that they try to reach out to the associate member and ask if they are still interested in being part of the chapter. Just a little friendly note that says, we've missed you, we haven't seen you, or were you still wanting to be part of the chapter? Just in case. We don't want to upset anybody by having them removed. But yes, you are welcome to do that. We did also have another chapter, though, that wanted to put into their standing rules that their associate members had to renew every year, and you can't do that. Renewal or membership for an associate member is a one-time sign up, and they are not required to renew with National every year to let us know that they still want to be an associate. So the chapters cannot put that in their standing rules. So if you're working with any of the chapters on standing rules, please let them know that that would actually be violating our members' rights, as if we required our associates to re-enroll each year. Anything on that? Okay. New chapter mentors. We're always looking for new people to step on board and to help out if they would like. So Denise just said, if you know anyone in your chapter or your area or across the state that you've been in contact with that's interested in being a mentor and you think that they would be an asset to our group, to please let Denise know. And then she'll take care of reaching out and talking to them about it. New member information. Wisconsin 2. I don't know what this means.
That would be a Diana.
Diana's muted.
Let me text her quick.
Oh,
All
there
right,
she is.
I'm trying to unmute. Am I on?
Yeah, you're on now.
Okay.
I had to mute you a few minutes ago because you were on the phone talking to somebody and we felt like we were eavesdropping on your conversation.
Sorry. Well, I wasn't going to be on the call tonight because I had another meeting, but it ended early, so I jumped on. But I think that was just talking about how we do different things for new members. She
Okay.
was going to bring it on about just saying how we have a welcome bag and how we have like a policy and we have procedures in place. But I don't know what else she was trying to go with that.
What are some of the things that you put in your welcome bag?
We have a little bit of a like I gotta look, I didn't have that in front of me, but we have like we'll do a little bit of a pen, we'll do a pen, we'll do notepad, we'll do a little book. Where was she? I don't know where she was going with it, but just just kind of like a couple little small things. And it was just how she was saying about how, we learned that through the years about finding different things that we like or different things that help for a new mom, just let them know that we're there for them.
Okay.
Did I lose you? Okay. Oh. So I don't think it was anything extra. It was just talking about different things that we shared.
Perfect. Okay.
I see the note that Marisol said her chapter does the same thing,
Okay.
as well as Jean Elmer.
And yeah, it looks like Jeannie says that theirs includes the governing documents, and that's great, especially with all of the governing document changes that we just went through this year.
This is
Cheryl?
what we,
Okay, thank you, Sherilyn. So that was, and Sherilyn, I'm sorry, I muted the phone because there was a little bit of feedback. So I think that that was probably you, but I'm not too sure. Let me rename this down here so that we know that this is you down here too.
Teresa.
There you go. Now we have Sherilyn. Sherilyn and Sherilyn. Perfect, thank you. Yeah, so does anyone else have anything else that they put in their welcome bags that they find is beneficial? I mean, besides the basics, you know, your meeting date, time, location, anything that your chapter does that's just special for your chapter?
Becky,
Yes, go ahead.
we put in contact phone numbers for our executive board.
Oh, great. That's always great contact information. Yeah. So, yeah, anything else that you all can think of that's kind of a cool idea to put into these? Oh, I see Cheryl Master said Red Cross information. That's good as well, too. Yeah.
Becky, it's Ann. Number one, I'm still getting a whole lot of feedback on this end. I don't know where it's coming from, but
Okay.
now it just stopped. The only thing I'd caution about putting people's phone numbers in is make sure you have the person's permission to do so, because not everybody is like some of us whose phone numbers are spread wide and far. So just make sure before you put something like that together. Saves you some headaches on the other end.
Sure. It also looks like Sue had put out here too that they have a book with new information, tips, with all the governing documents, website info, as well as membership info. So that's great. Yeah, she's holding up the booklet there.
Yeah.
Cheryl says that they bought a chapter phone, like an iPhone that the president has. How does that work, Cheryl? Is that what you guys did?
It's just a pay-as-you-go phone we bought at Walmart. It was $50 for the phone and it's $30 a month. But now
Okay.
it's something that we can just keep. We have all our Blue Star Mom stuff on it, and we have the app for national, and we have our Facebook on that one. So it's something that we can just keep passing on when it's not just me anymore, and it's not just our personal phone number anymore.
That is a good idea, because as we change officers in our chapters, I think everybody gets used to contacting the same person. So if you can get something like that and set up a phone specifically for your chapter, that's a great idea. I think that's one reason why we always encourage the @bluestarmothers.us emails, because no matter, who takes over the office next, you're not going to lose that contact information with those BSOs and other partners that we have gained along the way. So it's nice to have that. Members have the option to renew for phones or email. Yep. This is all great information, ladies. Check the notes that are going on out there and write some of this information down to help share with your chapters that you're mentoring. That's great. The next thing on our agenda is Ann's tips to grow chapters. Ann and I had been talking a while back, and she was telling me a few things, and I said, Ann, could you write all this stuff down and share with us? So she did. She's got 19 little tips here. And again, this is an evergreen document, ladies. So I hope you all will go through these. I don't think that we need to go over these one by one tonight, but I encourage you guys to look through them. And if you have something that you can add to this tip sheet, please let Denise know, and she can get your tip added to this as well. And we'll just continue to try to grow these tips on how to get our membership going in our chapters and get our chapters continuing to grow.
Becky, may I make a comment, please?
Yes, absolutely. I was just going to say, do you have anything you'd like to say about that?
number one, if you have any questions about anything on here after you've reflected on it, please feel free to reach out to me by either email or text or phone. And not under number one, I want you to pencil in Elks. They are one of the largest fraternal organizations that are very veteran supportive. Not everybody knows that. I used to be an Elk before I got busy in Blue Star Mothers, but they are very much active in the VA program, and they are always looking for ways to help our veterans. The Moose Lodge is also another one, fraternal organization that wants to help veterans and our military. So I've just put VSOs there, but there are obviously, others out there. And most people do not know that unless you have been a Moose or an Elk member in the past about how veteran proactive they are.
Mhm.
And I would suggest if you making contact with the VSOs, and as I told someone that last week, don't go in asking for contributions. Go in asking, can you meet with the commander or the adjutant or whomever, and ask how you can collaborate. A couple of years ago, we did a program where we said we are better together. And that at the National American Legion Auxiliary Convention, they read into the minutes a memorandum of support for Blue Star Mothers of America, something that I worked with them on. And I can't tell you how many people came up to me after that and said, I knew you were a Blue Star Mothers, but I knew nothing about the organization. So we still need to keep informing people. I think that's one of our big hiccups. So anyway, if you have any questions, call me. And if we want to add to it, it's certainly out there as Becky said, a document that can be added to and changed over time. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you, Anne. And I just want to talk about the Elks just a little bit because they are, I set one of the members on the Fisher House board with me. She is an Elks member. She's also on the VAVS board meetings that we attend quarterly. And she's made the comment, she made the comment a couple of times about the fact that the Elks this Elks in Jeff City has got lots of money.
They do.
But they don't have anybody who wants to volunteer time. And I said, well, how, I would love to get my local chapter, Blue Star Mothers, partnered up with you guys because we don't have a lot of money, but I'm sure that, if we want to do something together, we can try to get some bodies there to help. And she said, we're dying to give our money away. So, if you all, again, the Elks is a good one. And then the other thing, Anne, I just wanted to ask you too, that memorandum or what was it called? Not memorandum. It's the support that the American Legion Auxiliary did.
Yeah, I'm trying to get a copy of it. I haven't been successful. They were all still unpacking from convention.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So when we get that resolution of support, that's what it was called, resolution of support. Right. We will see about getting that added to our website as well, so that we have that as well. And looks
I'll be in Indianapolis the end of October for a board meeting at national headquarters. And if I don't get it before then, I'll go into the executive director's office and ask how I can get it.
Perfect. And Sue just posted out there that the Elks and the American Legion have supplied them with Blue Star banners for their new members. So they're, again, that's a great thing. So thank you for their support there.
And that's one of their programs under national security with the Legion, is to provide both gold and Blue Star banners.
Oh, I did not realize that. So that's nice. Okay. Does anyone have any questions for Anne on her tips or anything before we move on? You guys are a quiet group tonight. Okay.
Becky, would you read the last? I think if you read it, I'd like you to read, if you don't mind, what I have in capitals at the bottom. I think that's a really good thing for our mentors to hear.
Okay. So let's see. It says, and above all, be kind and sisterly. Remember, it is not about any individual member, but about the mission and supporting our veterans, military, and families of the fallen. No one part of our mission is more important than the other. And you are correct on that, Anne. It is, I don't know how many times that I've said, this is not a competition. We have some chapters that are so successful and have money just rolling in. And we have other chapters that are barely making it. You know, they only have 6 or 7 members and they don't have a whole lot of money. But so this isn't a competition, ladies. This, you know, we're all here for the same mission, and we need those who are rolling in the dough. We need to continue to encourage and support them. And those who are struggling, we need to do the same. And so let's see how we can help these chapters who are struggling a little bit and are not very active and are need some help. So not a competition.
Thank you.
Okay, I do want to go over the do's and the don'ts. This is a smaller document. This is something that we did a couple of years ago, and we really have not reviewed it over the past several years. So I want to take just a few minutes to do these. And the first several, I think, are just a little repetitive. When we talk about do contact all the chapter executive boards, don't just reach out to the president. Share your contact information with all the CEB members and the chapter members. Now, I know you guys, when you get your chapters that you're mentoring, we provide you with a list of names and emails of the officers, but we don't give you a list of the entire chapter. I really wish we could give you the entire chapter, but because we have the policy of, you know, confidentiality, we have to be respectful of that. But when you contact your SEB, you can ask them to send an email to blind copy everybody in their chapter and add you to that email that they're sending out. That way that you see that they have sent your email out to everybody and that they can contact you. Offer to attend a chapter meeting just to introduce yourself. I know several of you have done that already, and we've had some positive feedback on that. That it was really kind of nice to actually put a name with a face, especially if you can zoom in and they can actually see who you are. It's nice to see who their mentor is. Do assist the chapters with procedure questions, but don't give advice. You know, if you can't support, unless you can support your answer. One of the things that we've tried to do at the national level is that when someone contacts us and asks a question, we try to when we answer it, we try to throw in whichever governing document that is associated with it. For example, we had a chapter that just recently contacted us wanting to know about the fact, do they have to have a PO box number? Because as we know, again, some of our chapters don't have a lot of money and the PO box numbers are getting very expensive. It is in our finance policy that they are required. You cannot have a personal home address listed as your chapter address. And so they either need to have a PO box number, or if they're meeting at a VSO, if they're meeting at American Legion, a VFW, an AMVETS location, and if they are okay with the chapter using their address to have their email, not their emails, their mail delivered to them, that is perfectly fine as well. But again, when we answer the question, we reference that it is in our finance policy. So try to, if you're going to answer a question, try to refer them to where they can find it as well. And again, with all of our governing documents changing, I have a bug flying around here. With all of our governing documents that have just changed, some of our articles and section numbers have changed as well. We have put the draft out there on the website. The attorney is still reviewing everything, but the draft is out there. So you can go to our governing documents and you should be able to see all of our draft documents out there. Do try to contact early in the month. That way, if you don't have any replies, you know, you can reach out to them more than just one time. Don't give up if you don't get a reply at all. I think Denise talks about this one every month or every time that we meet. You know, send it to the entire CEB. If nobody answers, send it to all of them again and let them know that you've not heard from anyone, and anyone is welcome to reply to you. And then try obviously the texting or the calling. Review the training videos. And she says here, don't ignore the resources. So as we can tell tonight, we have a very small group that's logged on tonight. And I sometimes feel like I'm preaching to the choir with this group, because this group, I think, is not putting any of our mentors down, but I think this group, you're here because you're interested. You guys are getting your reports in, you're making those contacts. You're doing everything right. I think sometimes, and it's not only with mentoring, but anything, it seems like the ones who really need to hear it are the ones that don't show up for the meetings. So that's why we asked them to review the recording that we have. And I think now would probably be a good time to put in Denise's little code word so that we know that they reviewed it. And I think tonight I'm just going to use Tater Tot, because that's Denise's biker name that she was given, because she was talking about tater tot casserole. And so she is now known as Tater Tot. So that's going to be our code phrase or code word for this recording. So if you are watching the recording, please let Denise know that you saw it and you know that she goes by Tater Tot. Do try to answer all general questions. Oh, wait a minute, I skipped one here. Do remind chapters of compliance deadlines. We talked about that one earlier. Don't do chapters with compliance. You can answer the questions that you feel free to, but are comfortable with, but you can also direct them. That goes back to what I said earlier. You know, Connie had a few minutes and she was happy to jump in and walk this chapter through a couple things, and she was very successful in getting their compliance filed with them, and we truly appreciate that. And if you feel free to do that, if you would like, and if you're not comfortable or they have some financial questions that you're just really unsure of, refer them back to the National 4VP. We are doing things again a little differently this year with compliance. We have formed a small compliance team that's going to be working. I think we have 5, maybe 6 that are going to be, we're going to be splitting up our chapters a little bit more than what we've done in the past. And that way we can interact a little bit more frequently with them and hopefully get everybody's done on time this year. Do answer general questions. Don't be afraid to refer to the appropriate NEB for answers. We've said this since Ann was president. Our doors are open at the NEB level. We don't want anybody to be afraid of reaching out and asking a question. We had a chapter that contacted us last week and said, you know, our chapter is getting ready to do something, but we have some questions because we want to make sure that financially we're following the governing documents correctly. And so they have asked for myself and both of our national financial officers to get on a Zoom meeting with them and talk to them about it. And that's the way it should be, ladies. You know, if a chapter is doing something wrong, 9 times out of 10, it's because they just don't know. They're not trying to be wrong. They're not trying to be sneaky or underhanded. They just don't know. And so our philosophy has been, if we stumble across something or you bring a question to us, and if it's wrong, you're not going to be in timeout. You're not going to be in trouble. We're going to teach you the right way to do it and get you back on track. And so everybody can move forward. And so you guys need to feel free to do the same thing. If you see a chapter is doing something wrong, you know, don't be afraid to say something. We're happy to help. We want our chapters to survive, not to fail. Do review the governing documents often, especially the new ones that we have. And so those are out there. Don't answer questions unless you can find the supporting documentation. Stay neutral when conflicts arise and refer to mentor chair if needed. I know it's really difficult. Sometimes one question will lead to another question that leads to another question. And before you realize it, you've kind of gotten sucked into a, oh my gosh, they've got some drama going on. And that's okay. That's okay if you find yourself sucked in. You can always just call a timeout and just say, I can't help you here. I'm going to have to refer you on. Sue, you can download the governing documents, but just remember they do have draft stamped across them. And as soon as we get those approved by the attorney, we'll go out and remove the draft stamp and then put them out there for real. But yes, if you want to download the drafts, you're more than welcome to do that. Let's see, do remember that the NEB members are available to all. Again, we just keep repeating that over and over and over again. I don't know why, but for the longest time, the term NEB was taboo. Nobody wanted to contact us, and we're really nice. I don't know why anybody wouldn't want to contact us, but do encourage and be positive about the organization. Don't encourage negative comments. Do be a sister, friend, and advisor. Don't be negative, discouraging, unkind, or judgmental. One of the things that Denise and I talked about, and I don't see it on here, but it may have just disappeared inadvertently. Now's a good time to talk about social media again, ladies. I hate this time of the year with elections rolling around. We all have opinions. We don't have to like everybody's opinion. We really need to remind our chapters not to get into any kind of political conversations out there. It is their personal website. It's their personal Facebook page. It's their personal social media, whatever social media that they have, it's theirs personally. But if they have anything at all that reflects Blue Star Mothers, we are a non-political organization, and you cannot be talking about making political statements, whether it's positive or negative, and be representing this organization. So you're going to have to pick. If you want to be political, good for you, but please remove anything related to Blue Star Mothers. That's just a reminder. The negative, I know right after convention, there were a lot of negative comments. I won't say a lot. I saw several negative comments out on Facebook. It was very upsetting to me because some of the people that were making the comments knew better, and they were not providing all the facts of things that had happened or that they knew. And the pot was being stirred. And then you get people who weren't even at convention that were jumping in and making comments and supporting, and then the bad language comes out, and it's one thing after another. And this makes our organization look so bad. We have a lot of BSOs that are friends with us on our Facebook pages. And when they see this kind of negative coming from our organization, and even if you don't reference Blue Star Mothers, they know that you're a Blue Star Mother. They're not stupid. They can put two and two together and realize that you're talking about Blue Star Mothers. If you feel that strongly about our organization, that all you have to say is negative things, then maybe those members need to look someplace else for an organization, because we are about being kind, having patience, and giving grace. And none of us are perfect. We all make mistakes. And I don't know how many times I have said, if I say or do something that has offended you, please come to me and tell me that I've done that, because it is never my intention to do that. But I stumble and fall just like everybody else does. And if you'll come to me and say, I don't know if you realize that you rolled your eyes at me, or that you said something that hurt my feelings, I am so sorry. And I'll be the first one to say, I'm so sorry. That is not who I am. But the negative has got to stop. And I've said it over and over. I don't do drama. I don't like drama. This organization is not about drama. So if you see your chapters that you're mentoring heading down that path, if you can kind of just gently guide them back to the good side, it would be appreciated. So does anyone have questions about the do's and don'ts that Denise brought forward? I'm not seeing any. Okay, so then she put on here, mentors, your favorite event activity from chapters. If you could email Denise, if you're working with some chapters that have got some events or activities that are going on that seem really super cool, that we can share with not only with, here in this group, but we're trying to get out more information into our monthly newsletter. Carla's done a fabulous job with our newsletter this last year and trying to put extra tips and stuff out there that will benefit everybody. So if you guys have got any ideas that you can share, please email those to Denise so that she has those. And then the last thing that she had on here was that she would like to set a schedule for our future mentor meetings. And we've also talked about too, that being a mentor, that we feel like that this meeting, because we only meet quarterly, that we'd like to make it mandatory that you attend the meeting. Obviously life happens to all of us. And if something comes up and you can't make a meeting, you're not going to be kicked out as a mentor. But when we have mentors that don't come to meetings all year long, it is a little frustrating for Denise because she feels like she can't really engage and talk to the mentors as she would like to do that. So my question to this group that's here, since you ladies are the ones who showed up, is there, because we only meet quarterly, so this is September, right? October, November, December. So we'll have another meeting in December. And of course that's the holiday season. But is there a time, a day or time of the week that works best for you ladies? Are you okay with keeping it during the week? Would you rather see it move to like a late Sunday afternoon? I'm seeing some heads shaking. No, that's okay. We want you. No, it's okay. We need to know what works best for you guys. And I'm saying not a Tuesday. Okay. And I'm okay with that. I know there's people have church on Wednesday. Is Thursday a good day for folks? First Thursday of each month. You want to meet with us every month, Sue?
No.
Sue, we'd love to meet with you every month. Third Thursday is your chapter meeting. Okay. Yeah, okay, so go back. So you said, was it the first Thursday? Is that what you said? First Thursday of our quarterly meeting. Does everyone think that a Thursday evening would work out okay? I'm seeing head shaking and thumbs up. Okay. So we'll let Denise know that the first Thursday of whatever that month happens to be, and with December being a holiday month, that would probably be pretty good. So we'll let her know that. And is this time okay for everybody? I know we have ladies on the East Coast and the West Coast. We try to do it late enough for the West Coast folks to get off at work and get home and get settled, but we're still trying to do it early enough so that the East Coast people can go to have dinner and go to bed at a decent hour. So does this time frame work okay for everybody? Thumbs up? Okay. All right. Okay. Well, we'll let Denise know that. And is there anything else you ladies want to talk about? Yes, Carol. Unmute, babe.
There we go. I do want to write something to maybe our national Facebook page, but as some of you know, Christina retired. I'll try not to cry. Retired after 20 years a couple of weeks ago, and I knew that she would mention the chapter and the Blue Star Mothers. But what I didn't know was that her guest speaker, who has been her mentor, and she has served twice underneath him in Afghanistan and once at Independent Duty Corpsman School. He calls her his first daughter. He mentioned the Blue Star Mothers. And there were probably 10 other men and women in that room that has been receiving boxes from the Blue Star Mothers since 2010 at least. And he said that the Blue Star Mothers are the real heroes. And there was a standing ovation for us. And so it saddens me when, like you mentioned, you know, some of the ugliness that is on Facebook, because what we do is so important. And we don't know what the future is going to bring for our men and women that are still serving and will be serving. So we really need to be careful what we say and continue the work that we have been doing, because it truly means a lot to these men and women that have been serving.
Yeah, I totally agree, Carol. I think sometimes we forget who our friends are on Facebook. And just like some of these men and women who've been receiving care packages, it's very likely that they have friended some of those Blue Star moms.
Right.
You know, and so they're following us, and we don't know who's out there following us. And every organization has drama. We are not standalone on that. But if we can keep it to a minimum, that would sure be great. Okay.
Right.
Anyone else have anything that they would like to add tonight? This is probably one of the quickest meetings we've ever had. I don't like it when I do all the talking. Y'all tell me what you all are doing. Carla, I would start at the top. Carla Keller, what's going on with you?
We had last week, we had such a good week. We had our state fair, which Minnesota is one of the biggest for the amount of time it is. It's the biggest state fair in the nation. And we had, we do a parade there, and we had a great time. And the next day we have a dinner theater here in Minnesota that's very popular. And we went, our chapter went and went to the matinee. And like Carol said, you know, I had bought the tickets, and they always ask, do you have anything you're celebrating? And I said, well, we're just military moms, and we just wanted to have a bonding session and needed to get away. So we planned this. When they introduced the birthdays and the anniversaries, they stopped after that, and they made the nicest acknowledgement to us. And we happened to have, Mary was with us. We invited her to join our chapter that day, and they mentioned the MC had stopped us in the hallway, and I recognized her because she's kind of a local entertainer person. And I said, I know who you are. So we just chatted, and she said, oh, you all had our red bling shirts on. And they had just the nicest, sweetest things to say about Blue Star moms, and especially mentioned Tom, and it was just so nice. So any opportunity you get, we got a standing ovation from the audience too that was there, and the table behind us didn't know what Blue Star moms were, but any opportunity you have to say who you are, it just gets that word out there even more. And it was just such a great week, and we're flying high from that, because it was just, you mentioned our kids and we all cry. We can talk about anything, anytime, but God, bring up our kids and we
That's
lose
okay.
it.
I'm gonna have to get my Kleenexes. Yeah, and you know, and I have said for years, I think Blue Star Mothers of America is the best kept secret the United States has.
Yeah.
You know, it's really a shame that we're chartered through Congress and nobody knows who we are. But Connie, I see you have your hand up. What would you like to share?
I wanted to ask a question in regards to chapters that are struggling financially. And I'm going to use the PO box as a good example. I know that we do have a grant that's available for our chapters to apply for. But what if they've already done it twice? Because I know the limit is twice that they can apply. Can they apply again if they state what the reason is for?
Right now, our finance committee is going with just twice. But you know, if we get to a point, I see Ann has her hand up. You know, we can certainly take it back to the finance committee and talk about it once everybody's had a turn at getting it at least once, I would think. But Ann, what is your comments there?
I believe the financial policy says every 2 years.
Every 2 years.
I think it does not say twice is the limit. It's every 2 calendar years.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So Sue Otto, you're next up, hun. Anything
Can I,
to
can I
share?
answer something really quick about that?
Sure.
So we had, I don't know what, your chapters are doing for outreach or anything, but we help our local Legion, and they give us a small donation for helping them out when we do it. And out of the blue this year, we got $7,000 from them.
Ooh.
So anybody that you may help, get out to those VSOs like Ann had listed and see if you can help them, and you may get a very generous donation from them.
Yeah, absolutely. And I see Cheryl posted out here too in the chat room that Walmart is great about giving out grants as well. So and again, there are other resources out there that you can, and if you tell somebody what you need to use your money for, I know Alethea's still on here. Alethea went in to send out some care packages from our chapter, and the lady behind the counter at the post office made mention of what Alethea was doing, and somebody came up and gave Alethea $20 cash, to help send. So there are people out there that do want to help if they know who we are. Okay, Sue, back to you.
Okay, so this weekend we have our craft fair on Saturday, and Sunday is our meeting. We are looking forward to our Gold Star event at the end of this month. We team up with an American Legion, and we host a really nice ceremony during that time.
Nice.
So.
Okay, Deb Waltz, you're up.
So we have a convention coming up, the beginning of October, and Lynn is working very hard on that. And we also have a Gold Star Memorial event happening at the National Veterans Memorial Museum on the 29th of September. And I think there are some mothers from all around Ohio that are coming to Columbus for that. And let's see, our chapter is always busy. I can't tell you right offhand that we just shipped 100 boxes a week and a half ago, and Diana tells me we're going to do it again on November, I think, 16th. That'll be the last one for the year. Somebody put out an idea today. I saw, it might have been Anita Wagner, about signing cards. Okay, Ann, help me. What was the deal?
The Gold
Signing
Star
cards.
Mothers, the Gold Star Mothers, their project at Christmas is to collect greeting cards signed, and they distribute them to veterans in hospice care. My chapter sent over 200 to them last year, and we don't buy those cards. We put out in like our community newspaper, if you have Christmas cards you're not going to use, they bring them to my porch, and we do, I just got done sorting probably 500 Christmas cards, and then we pass them out to our members. Each person that wants to takes a couple of hundred and signs them, and then we ship them to the address they provide. But all of your VA hospitals will all take Christmas cards to pass out for hospitalized and non-hospitalized veterans.
I think that's a great idea.
And it's not, I mean, if you get the cards donated, all you have to do is, pay the postage for the box to send it. And I don't remember where it went, but I'm sure Patty Elliott can furnish us the address as we get closer.
Okay.
If you're doing your local VA, check and make sure what they'll take, because ours won't take anything with glitter. They don't want them in envelopes. They don't want, there's special things requirements that they will accept and won't accept.
And no,
Oh,
usually the VAs will not take religious cards.
Yeah.
It just, I believe in wonderful religious Christmas cards, but there are people that don't have the faith, and so they don't want to insult, for lack of a better word, someone's beliefs or non-beliefs.
Okay, good. Yeah, Deb's chapter is very, very busy as well. That's another one of those chapters that's always doing something. Peggy, what's going on in Tennessee?
In Tennessee, they were just told that they have over 400 National Guards that need boxes. So we're trying to gather goods right now.
Good, good. Was your chapter the one that put out the information about, you all had several places that you had some lists that you were going to release? I saw that on Facebook. Was that your chapter or was that one of the other Tennessee chapters?
I think it was one of the other Tennessee chapters.
Okay, okay. Yeah, well, you'll have to release your want list, and maybe those chapters that are not sending any care packages, maybe they would at least send some things to you guys to put in your care packages.
Or do a chapter grant, Peggy.
Yep.
Yep. I think Karen did one last year.
Okay.
Well,
Sounds good. Cheryl Masters, what's going on in Colorado 8?
We just had the Red Cross come and talk to at our meeting on Tuesday night, and same like with Carol, she said that she has been on deployments with some of the people when she's gone out, and that she's received packages, and so she's very thankful. She's like, I'm thankful for all Blue Star moms. She didn't even know where they came from. It wasn't from us, but it was just from from chapter. So it's great to hear that. And then we have just now partnered up with a group that's doing the pinning for the Vietnam veterans and the Korean War veterans. We did one last night, and we were part of it 6 months ago, and we're going to go tomorrow out to another county, and there's 68 of them that we're going to be part of. And we just kind of were helping, and then I just kind of feel like that really works with our mission, and that in Grand Junction, everybody helps the veterans. So we've had a really hard time trying to find something specific that we can do, and this kind of fell in our lap. So we're going to try and just see what we can do with that. And we're still trying to get our license plate. We're trying to get a Blue Star Mom license plate for Colorado, and they keep changing what I need to do. Now I need 3,000 signatures from Colorado residents. So that's fun.
Go ahead, Ann.
Are you registered with the Vietnam Veterans Commemorative Foundation to give out those pins?
We are not, because we're not doing it. We're helping, and they are.
Okay, but you can also register yourself. The pins are free. There's no cost.
Oh, okay. I'll let her know that.
I stand as an expert in this. We've given out 1,200 of them.
Oh, nice.
And counting.
Who do you register with, Ann?
Vietnam Veterans Commemorative Foundation. It is a program that has a end date, and I believe it may be 2025, but we've been with them since before the pandemic.
Okay.
I don't know that they're still allowing people, but it's worth finding out.
Sure.
And is that the same thing where they get the proclamation from the past 3 presidents? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Good. Jean, what's going on in Minnesota 7?
That would be me. We had a busy weekend. Our chapter's dividing up. Some of us are going to have an information table at the Magnus Foundation family fun event on Saturday. Some of them are going and are volunteering at the 23rd Veteran Ruck March. We have one mom who's going to participate in it. Then we have our Fisher House meal next week on September 11th. And we also have several members who are going out to Fort Snelling to clean headstones as part of Carry the Load Patriot Day event. And then next Saturday, we're also going out to the state capitol for Heroes Day. And they have people that are at all the different memorials and monuments out at the state capitol, and they could, you can talk to them about stuff, and you get tours of the state capitol. And some of us went last year and we really, really enjoyed it. And so we have several more people interested in going this year. So busy times.
You want to share? Ann Parker.
You went completely dead. I couldn't hear a thing.
I said your chapter's always doing lots of stuff. Is there anything you want to share?
I want to encourage everybody to look at that Tech 501 website from Ship Thrifty. Their offer of a reduced price of $100 less a year expires the end of September. Our chapter has benefited with this website many times, both in getting our crafts out there, and we are now in the process of doing a car show on November the 10th. And we are having our people register through the website, and we are having vendors register through the website. And it is well worth the money. I know chapters feel like that's another expense, but this is how people find out about you. And we're also registered with the Community Foundation, and we are participating in their Give for Marion event on September 17th. Last year, they raised, in this little town I live in, $3.4 million. So we've already got $1,100, and we are just itching to get more. They have matching moments and all kinds of things. So we're excited about that, and we're hoping to put a Blue Star monument in our Veterans Park, which is where the car show will be. So stay tuned.
That's awesome. And I do know we have something coming up in our newsletter that's got Ship Thrifty information in that, right, Carla? We've sent it, we didn't get it in time for our August newsletter. So there will be something that is going out in the September newsletter. Miss Brenda Russell, Ohio 2, is there anything you would like to share with us?
A few of us are getting ready to go down to the state convention. So that'll be the 1st of October. We had our elections on Tuesday night. So this is the first time in 5 years that I am not the president of the chapter. So that seems a little weird.
Wow.
Should we clap?
Yes, it's a good thing. They knew ahead of time that I was not going to accept the position. My husband's going to be having back surgery, and we're looking at doing some other things in the future. So it was time for me to take a little bit of a break. I'll still be around, and I'll help them through compliance and transition everything over. I've been actually making notes to give to the person that is now the president. So that's about it. Nothing crazy. But with the VSOs, definitely make friends with them. Our American Legion in Ohio, they actually have the electronic gambling machines. And part of their contract with the state of Ohio to have the machines are that a portion of their profits all has to be donated back to other 501c3s. So usually about twice a year, we get a real nice check from them. So, you know, that's something to check into. Some of them, because they have to give the money away. So what was it? August, I think it was. We went to their awards banquet, and they probably gave away somewhere between $25,000 and $30,000. We came home with $2,000.
Wow.
It was go and have dinner. So, you know, it's definitely, you know, we go to some of their events and different things like that. But if you can make a contact with them, like I said, they have the one with, you know, here in town, because they have the gambling machines, they have to give the money away. So it doesn't hurt to check into it.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. And thank you, Carla, for correcting me. The Ship Thrifty information did go out in the August email. It was our newsletter. It was some other things that we've got that missed the August one that are going out in September. So check your August newsletter regarding the Ship Thrifty stuff. Miss Connie, California 46, do you have anything else that you wanted to share with us, hon?
Not at this time. Thank you.
Okay. Carol, how about you? I know, as you said, your daughter has recently retired. And so I know you guys have been doing lots of celebrating there, but do you have anything else that you want to
Yes,
share?
so I don't have Logan as often and I don't know what to do with myself. So I have to find, I guess, some friends here in California to
Or-
spend some time with.
Or you can do some more volunteering with Blue Star Mothers.
You know what? The chapter is 40 miles away and it's really too far for me to be active. They do everything up there in the Escondido area. So, and I actually, my membership is back with NM2, so I am doing some stuff for them.
Well, that's okay, because I can find stuff at the national level that you can do from your home.
Okay, send me an email.
May I make a suggestion, Carol?
Yes, Anne?
I'm encouraging, we're going to roll out an article in the September newsletter. The VA has a compassionate core where you can sign up to call a veteran once a week. I think that'd be a great fit for you if it would fit into your schedule. So talk to Doreen. She's putting the information together.
Okay, I will. As a matter of fact, we're going to have lunch soon.
Okay. You just have to go to the VA for one visit and get a badge.
Okay.
And it doesn't have to be the VA. You could be talking to somebody in, upstate, miles away from you. It's not specific. Anyway, just a thought. I had to make a plug for that.
Okay, I'll check into that. But that's it.
Cool. Miss Ann Perkins, what's new in your world?
We had our elections in August. We have installation on Monday. We shipped 96 care packages in August. On Saturday, we are meeting with 2 guys from the American Legion who have money they want to give away. So I've been working on that. There's like a little form we have to fill out. I've been putting everything together for that for them. And we're going to be asking for money to ship care packages for the year. So, I mean, the person that called me was like, we have a lot of money to give away. So hopefully we'll get everything we're asking for. Also, we do the way, I guess the VAVS committee works at the VA in New Orleans. He's assigned each VSO a particular event to work on, and this will be our second year. Blue Star Mothers is doing the holiday gift bags, and I just sorted through Christmas cards to make sure we have enough to put in the bags, and we'll be signing those along with Louisiana Chapter 1. And I guess that's really about it.
That's great. I always like to hear that other VSOs are giving us money. And I know, that's something that I think is sometimes a little difficult for us to understand, because we support the VSOs and our active duty and our veterans and our Gold Star mothers, and we don't anticipate getting money from other VSOs, but that's part of their mission too, is to support other VSOs, and that is us. So that's awesome that you guys are getting some money. The other thing, I know we do a lot of fundraising for care packages, to cover the cost of what's going in them, and also the postage and everything. But ladies, there's nothing at all wrong with you putting in a plug for convention. And especially this next year is going to be a training year for our convention. And you all can ask, specifically if somebody wants to make a donation so that you can send more people from your chapter. And it's not such a burden on them coming to convention as well. So don't forget about that. Miss Kathleen, California 14.
Hello.
Would you like to share anything?
Well, our Elks Lodge that we used to hold our meetings at bought a bunch of stuff and donated to us for our care packages a couple weeks back. And we attend the Coffee for Vets every Tuesday morning to find out what's going on with our valley. And what else? Oh, we meet at the American Legion over here now. And they're doing a silent auction, no, a quarter auction for us in a couple weeks. And so we'll earn some money, and also they're collecting items for us. And mostly we're gearing up for our Antelope Valley Fair that's at the end of the month. And that's 5 days this time. We've done 11 at the beginning, and we've been at the fair since 2007. So I've been there every year. But I've been with my chapter since 2006. So, and I think that's about it.
Very awesome.
Oh, and this Saturday we're going to have a booth at a our Vets for Veterans event that they're having.
Nice.
So
great. Miss Marisol.
Hi, I'm really excited. I heard today that I will be on the honor flight in October, and I talked to my veterans, so I'm excited. I'll be a guardian. So
That's
I'm
so
really
great.
excited. Yeah, I'm excited about that. And then one of our Marine moms, her daughter, her deployment got extended by 5 weeks. They found out today. Same day they got packages, care packages from our sister chapter, Louisiana 6, sent them care packages. So it was really exciting for them. They were very grateful. They sent us pictures. And as far as our chapter, we are gearing up for our 4th annual kickoff of our Remember the Troops package drive with our golf tournament next Thursday. So we're really busy getting our silent auction items and getting everything ready for that golf tournament. And we have an honor flight this month as well. And one of our other moms will be on that one. And then we'll have elections at the end of this month. So just a busy, busy month. Exciting. Thank you.
No, Sherilyn says she needs to go. Sherilyn, do you want to tell us anything really quick before you pop off, or did she already pop off? Oh, I think she's already popped off. Sorry about that. Diana, Miss Diana Redding, do you have anything you'd like to share? Why is she sideways?
No, I don't know why I have like 2 things, because I have I can't get it off of that. So I don't know what's going on there. So just kind of go with the flow. But we have a lot coming up. We have our cooking class, our biannual cooking class and raffle, which is our biggest fundraiser. We have Board and Brush coming up, which is a painting workshop, glass fusion workshop for fundraising or installation. We're doing a Milwaukee Burger fundraiser coming up, and we have honor flight. So we have a lot going on in the next 2 months.
Awesome. So in case you all have not heard, Miss Diana and Miss Sue are my convention chairs for 2025.
I didn't know if we could say that, so I haven't said nothing.
I didn't either.
Well, it's on our website, so since it's out on the website, you know it's true.
I didn't know it was on the website. Okay.
Name is only on there.
Oh, well, we have to. Where's Jeannie? Jeannie, we need to get Sue's name added on there as being co-chair, please. So yeah, we have both of those ladies are my my chairs for Convention 2025, and I'm super excited about that. They're going to do a fabulous job.
Actually had a call today with the Pfister, who does 3 of the hotels out of Milwaukee. My first initial, even I'm waiting for your stuff. I figured I got to get started at least getting it out there.
Well, yeah,
So
you can't tell where we're going.
So, oh, sorry. Okay, well, see, this is what I'm saying. So anyway, okay.
I found history on the Pfister. So that deals with Wisconsin Blue Star moms.
Yeah, and I will tell you, ladies, we are looking at Milwaukee, Wisconsin to go. We've never had a convention in Wisconsin.
1958.
It'll be a little cooler, cooler than what it was in Oklahoma City. And so that's what we're looking at doing. So I'm super excited that these ladies are going to take on the convention committee this year, and it's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, Miss Jen Pecorina, besides Minnesota convention coming up, you have anything you'd like to share with us? Oh, you're muted, babe.
What's that? You said. Okay, I had to put it on mute. Well, my chapter just buried our third blue daisy last week. So hopefully we're done with that. We have chapter elections coming up Monday, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed that I'm not on the board. And Jeannie's gonna come install us. We're excited for our convention coming up in October, and we have a craft event. We host a craft sale in the spring and in the fall here. It's November 16th, so we're getting things ready for that. And I just talked with the Legion today, and they are hosting a Veterans Day breakfast on Saturday the 9th and want us to help out with that.
Nice.
So just kind of trying to keep afloat here.
That is so exciting to hear all of the activity that's going on. And we see Jan joined us. Hi, Jan. Oh, you're muted, babe. Jan, you're muted.
Yeah, sorry, I was on Glammy duty. She was in the bathtub and I couldn't leave her alone, so my apologies.
That's okay. Not a problem at all. It's been fun watching your post.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's great. So do you want to know what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay, well, we are getting ready for Folsom Community Service Day. The whole city has several projects that they get the community involved in, and we're the premier and we're the biggest event. Our volunteers, I mean, they open it up and our 85 volunteer slots go in a matter of seconds. And then we have a bunch of people that crash the party, and we're packing, I think, 800 boxes in September 21st for to go overseas. So that's really great. So if anybody has any addresses, please PM them to me, and we'll spread the love. We are doing we're supporting 2 breakfasts at the Veterans Hall for the veterans every month. We had elections and we're being installed in September, and we're starting a new thing based on a couple of Diana's chapter does it, and a couple others, Sherilyn's chapter coming out of convention, several chapters do it. We're going to have a social hour at 5:30 and provide a salad bar or a baked potato bar or something, and do a social hour and try and build some sisterhood stuff. And then just, looking forward, we always do the Veterans Day parade with our hall, and looking forward to placing wreaths on, wreaths across America we participate in. So just ramping up for all that stuff. And I'm really bummed we're the state capital and we don't have an honor flight. So I'm currently working with our legislature to get a Gold Star Memorial on the Capitol grounds. And I think I'm going to start talking to them also about, hey, let's get an honor flight system going in here. So that's where we are.
That would be great. Yeah, that's awesome.
It's just ridiculous. We're the state capital. Bakersfield has one where my daughters live and we don't. So,
wow,
because that's what I need to do is take on more stuff. So,
of course you do. I'm hearing that Carol Sanchez may have a little free time on her hands, but she has to work remotely.
Oh, well, I don't care. I'll take whatever I can get.
Yes, Ann.
I just wanted to make a comment. Jan struck a nerve when something she said. If you're having socials, I highly encourage them. That's one of the things that's on my tips. But make sure that the food, the drink, whatever, is not coming out of chapter funds.
No.
Okay.
It's coming out of our sunshine.
Okay.
Only the first one is coming out of sunshine. And after that, we probably won't do dinner. It's just the kickoff.
Okay.
And our sunshine will provide for it.
But if you're doing a meet and greet where you're inviting the community in, then it's okay for the punch and cookies. And that gets asked of me all the time when we do reviews. So I just wanted to put a plug in for that. Thanks.
Yeah, I worked in accounting for the Air Force for a number of years.
That's right,
I'm
you
real
did.
clear, but I know others aren't. So thank you, Miss Ann.
Okay,
This is
Mr.
Diana.
Ryan. Oh, yes, ma'am, Diane.
We have one mom that does the kind of the main meal, and then we bring 2 of that, and we do every other month of A to M and N to Z. So we have someone brings, like, say, sloppy joes, and they bring like the buns and pickles or to go with it. So we never use any funds with all people who just come, because a lot of my moms come from work.
Nice. Yeah, those are good ideas to share with our chapters as well. Miss Lorraine, do you have anything going on that you'd like to share?
Yes, this Saturday, our chapter is hosting our annual luncheon for veterans. We have about, at least we're expecting about 100 veterans coming. Some of them are coming from assisted living homes, so we're going to be providing them a free lunch and some giveaways. One of our moms is spearheading at an elementary school to place 500 flags in front of the school for 9/11. Another section of our city is also asking to have us read names for those that have passed at 9/11. And then the big one that we're doing is at the end of the month, September 29th, is for the Gold Star Mothers and Family Day Remembrance. We're co-sponsoring that with the city as well as the Veterans Commission. And that's it.
You guys are very busy as well. That's wonderful. And I saved the very best for last. Miss Teresa Kuntz, what have you guys got going on?
Thank you. We just had our elections and we are in the middle of transition, and we're finding out we have at least 15 different events scheduled for this month, and we're trying to figure out how we're going to spread 30 bodies amongst them. So
oh wow,
we need to get some more. We need to get more chapters in Arizona. 2 just is not cutting it.
Yes,
we are excited that we've been asked to participate in 2 parades. We've got a fun run for Veterans Day, and then immediately following that, then the Veterans Day parade that is known to be the largest in the United States. So we will be participating in that. We have 2 military balls that we've been asked to go in, do the registration, as well as usher the military guests to their tables. And that is such an honor to take some of these World War II and Korean vets and our Vietnam veterans to their tables, and just being part of it, because it helps us encourage others that you can be part of a bigger part of the picture. So it's just an honor to give them the nicety of just getting them to an event. So like I said, we've got a lot of stuff in the works, and we look forward to another exciting year. We just received word that we're getting $3,000 from our city that we're chartered in to help with our care packages. So we'll be doing another 10,000 dozen cookies overseas. So if you've got names of individuals stationed overseas around December, we'll be looking for those.
Awesome. That's great. And I do think that we had somebody from Arizona reach out and start asking questions about starting another chapter. So
good.
Fingers crossed.
Good.
That seems to be the theme nationwide. We've got some areas that just don't have, but just a couple. And so again, I think getting the word out about who we are helps just a lot. So, well, you ladies, thank you so much for your time tonight. I appreciate everything that you do with the mentoring, everything that you do for this organization through your own personal chapters. I mean, just listening to you guys tonight has been fabulous. All of the great things that all of your chapters are doing, and just appreciate each and every one of you. Does anyone have anything else before we sign off tonight? I see Jan waving.
I do. It's not something that I can put out on the Facebook page.
Okay. Do I need to stop the recording?
No, I think it's okay.
Okay.
We have the lone survivor of the attack on Kabul. Young man was injured quite dramatically. His mom is in our chapter, and her father was gunned down and murdered in cold blood a week or so ago. And so if you could all just reach out and to get a prayer chain going for her. This family's been through enough.
Oh,
we awarded her Silver Star. You know, she finally was able to come out of hiding out of her home because the press has been relentless. in, you know, chasing her down. So the unscrupulous, my daughter's in the press, the unscrupulous press has been relentless. And so she finally, you know, came out of her home and was kind of on a healing path, and her son is doing well. And so this has just hit our chapter really hard. So if you could please reach out and send prayers up, I'd really appreciate it. And I'll let her know.
Absolutely. Yes. Yes.
Thank you.
ladies. Okay, well, I'm going to let everyone go. So as of right now, it looks like we have to get the okay with Denise. But it looks like our next meeting would be December 5th. And I'll let Denise know what you ladies have suggested. And if that changes, we'll make sure that we let you know right away. But just kind of go ahead and pencil us in for that date. Okay, ladies, thanks so much.
Bye.
You know, super excited. Thanks for everything that you do.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Goodbye.